My child, come closer and listen to me. I know how heavy your thoughts have been. I know how your mind has been running ahead of you, trying to solve tomorrow before it gets here. You replay conversations, you recheck messages, you reread signs, you try to predict what people will do and what will go wrong, and you call it being responsible. But I am telling you the truth in love. You are carrying weights I never asked you to carry. I see the smile you show the world while something inside you quietly aches. I see you saying, "I'm fine," while your heart feels like it has to hold everything together. I see the nights when the room is silent, but your mind won't stop spinning when you stare at the ceiling, when you count the hours, when you try to control timing that is not yours to control. You feel responsible for fixing what is broken, managing what is uncertain, and preventing pain before it arrives. And you have become tired, not because you are weak, but because you have been lifting what was never meant for your hands. My child, you are not failing. You are simply exhausted from carrying invisible burdens, worry, pressure, guilt, what-ifs, and worst-case outcomes like they are part of your assignment. But worry is not your assignment. Fear is not your calling. The need to have it all figured out is not your portion. I did not create you to live in constant alarm, to brace for impact, to tighten your grip until your hands cramp and your chest aches. You have been trying to manage what you cannot see, while I am already moving in ways you cannot track. You have been trying to force clarity, while I am guiding you step by step. You have been trying to rush answers, while I am aligning the right time, the right people, and the right doors. You can't follow every detail. You can't control every outcome, and you were never asked to. So hear me now, and let this settle over your anxious places like warm oil. This is not condemnation. This is invitation. This is not me pointing a finger at you. This is me opening my arms to you. Peace. Be still. Breathe, my child. Loosen your grip. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your heart stop apologizing for being human. If this is speaking to the worry you've been carrying, tap like as a quiet "Yes, Lord," and subscribe so you can return to these moments of peace when your mind tries to spiral again. Stay here with me. Don't run back into the noise. Let me carry what you were never meant to carry, and let this moment be the beginning of your rest. My child, I know what you have been calling silence. I know how it feels when you pray and then the room stays quiet, when you do your best and still don't see the breakthrough, when you check for signs and all you find is waiting. I know the ache of watching the calendar move while the thing you asked me for seems to stand still. And in that space, your mind starts writing stories. Stories of abandonment. Stories of, maybe I missed it. Stories of, maybe it's not coming. But listen to me closely. What you call silence, I call hidden work. Because I am not limited to what you can see. I do not only move in what is loud, obvious, and immediate. I am working beneath the surface, where your eyes cannot monitor and your hands cannot interfere. Like roots forming underground before a single green thing breaks through the soil, I am strengthening what will hold you up when the blessing comes. I am preparing you without exhausting you with details. I am shifting hearts you cannot persuade. I am aligning doors you cannot force open. I am ripening timing you cannot rush. And just because you don't see it yet does not mean I am not doing it. You have been asking for proof before you breathe. You have been asking for clarity before you rest. And I understand, my child. You have been disappointed before, and you learned to keep watch as if vigilance could protect you. But your need for constant proof can become a prison. It makes you measure my faithfulness by your timeline. It makes you stare at the ground, digging up the seed to see if it's growing, not realizing you are disturbing what I told you to trust. I am not asking you to constantly monitor me. I am asking you to trust me. Remember what my word says, that I am working all things together for good for those who love me, for those who are called according to my purpose. Not just the parts you understand, not just the pieces you can explain, even the confusing pieces, even the delays that frustrate you, even the closed doors that made you cry. I am weaving what you thought was wasted into wisdom. I am turning what you thought was loss into protection. I am using what you thought was nothing happening as the very place where everything is being arranged. And I need you to hear this, because this is where your worry has been coming from. You have assumed that if you don't keep gripping, nothing will move. You have assumed that if you don't keep thinking, nothing will change. You have assumed that if you don't keep controlling, everything will fall apart. But you were never assigned the job of holding the outcome together. That is why you are tired. That is why you feel like you can't exhale. So come with me into the next truth. My child, stop taking responsibility for what only I can control. My child, I am going to touch the place you have been protecting with worry, because somewhere along the way, you made a quiet agreement in your heart. If I worry enough, I can prevent pain. You didn't say it out loud, but you lived it. You carried anxiety like it was wisdom. You held tension like it was love. You stayed on high alert because you thought vigilance could keep the people you love safe and keep your world from falling apart. But listen to me, worry is not protection. Worry is a weight, and it is not the weight I gave you to carry. I see the reflex in you, the checking and rechecking, the fixing and over-explaining, the chasing of answers, the forcing of doors, the need to manage tone, timing, outcomes, impressions, trying to feel safe by controlling everything around you. You call it being responsible, but it has been draining your strength and stealing your peace. You have been living as though the future depends on how tightly you grip today, and that is why you feel like you cannot rest. That is why you feel guilty when you slow down. That is why your mind keeps running, even when your body is begging to stop. But my child, I did not ask you to be your own savior. I did not ask you to be the shepherd of every outcome. I did not ask you to hold the sky up with your thoughts. You are not failing because you feel overwhelmed. You are simply trying to do what only I can do. And I am not offended by your weakness. I am inviting you out of it. I am not punishing you for your fear. I am calling you into trust. My word says it plainly. Cast all your anxiety on me because I care for you. Not some of it, not the manageable pieces. All of it, because I care for you. Do you hear the heart in that? I am not telling you to release because I am cold. I am telling you to release because I am close. I am not demanding surrender to take something from you. I am inviting surrender to give something back to you. Your breath, your sleep, your steadiness, your peace. So loosen your grip, my child. Let me carry what you were never meant to carry. Let trust replace the false assignment of worry. And as you begin to release control, I know the question that rises next, trembling underneath your ribs. If I stop worrying, what happens to what I'm worried about? What about your children? What about the bills? What about your health, your relationships, your job, your future, the prayers that still feel unanswered? Stay with me. Do not run back to fear. I am already there, and I will speak to each one. My child, I hear the way your heart tightens when you think about your children. I see the pictures your mind paints in the dark scenarios you never asked to imagine, dangers you cannot control, choices you cannot make for them. You wonder about their friends and who is shaping their thinking. You worry about what they're exposed to when you are not there. You fear the moment they will be disappointed, the moment they will be tempted, the moment they will feel alone and not know how to name it. You look at the world and you ask yourself, how do I protect them from all of this? And underneath all of that, there is a quieter fear you don't always admit. What if I didn't do enough? What if I missed something? What if my mistakes become their wounds? Listen to me. You are not the only one who loves them. You are not the first one who saw them. Before you held them in your arms, I held them in my hands. I formed them. I know how they are wired. I know what they don't say out loud. I know the questions they wrestle with, the insecurities they hide, the emotions they don't have language for yet, and I love them, my child. I love them with a love that does not sleep, does not panic, and does not lose track of them for a single moment. I am in the places you cannot follow. I am in the classroom when you're not there. I am in the hallway conversations. I am in the car rides with friends. I am near them in the late-night thoughts when they stare at a ceiling like you do and feel things they cannot explain. So do not confuse your hovering with your covering. Do not confuse your panic with your protection. I am calling you higher than fear. I am inviting you into prayer, steady, faithful, specific prayer. Instead of rehearsing worst-case outcomes, speak their names to me. Instead of carrying the weight of their future, place it in my care. Release the false responsibility that says, if I control every detail, they will be safe. Let me be God in their story, not just in yours. I will give you wisdom for what to say and when to be quiet. I will give you discernment for what is truly dangerous and what is simply unfamiliar. I will convict them when you cannot convince them. I will redirect them when they wander. I will put the right voices around them, and I will remove the wrong ones in ways you could not orchestrate. And when they make mistakes because they are human, because they are learning, I will meet them with mercy that teaches, not shame that crushes. I will align what looks confused. I will heal what looks fragile. I will guard what you cannot monitor. Breathe, my child. Their life is not hanging by the thread of your constant worry. Their story is not doomed because you are imperfect. I am able to redeem what you think you ruined. I am able to restore what you fear is lost. I am able to plant seeds of faith in places you cannot reach, and I am able to water them in seasons when you feel like nothing is growing. Peace, be still. Let your hands open. Let your heart soften. You can love them deeply without living afraid. And hear me, because this is connected. The same God who watches over your children also watches over you. The same hands that guard them will carry you. So as you release them into my care, do not pick up another weight to replace it. I know the pressure you feel to provide. I know the bills that talk louder than your peace. Stay with me, my child, because I am not only the one who protects what you love, I am the one who provides what you need. My child, I know the numbers that keep flashing through your mind. I know the overdue notice you turned face down on the counter, like hiding it could quiet it. I know the cost of groceries rising while your paycheck feels the same. I know the unexpected expenses that show up without permission, car trouble, a broken appliance, a medical bill, a fee you didn't plan for, and how your chest tightens as you do the math again and again, hoping the outcome will change because you stared at it longer. I know the quiet shame you carry when you think, I should be further by now. I know the way you compare your life to someone else's highlight and then punish yourself in private. I see it all. And I am not condemning you. I am calling you out of panic and into provision. Listen closely. You have been trying to squeeze peace out of control. You have been trying to earn safety by worrying harder. But my word says in Matthew 6 that worry cannot add a single hour to your life. It cannot add $1 to your account. It cannot multiply loaves in your hands. Anxiety is loud, but it is not productive. It drains you. It rushes you. It makes you react. It makes you spend from fear. It makes you make agreements you were never meant to make. Provision is not earned by anxiety. Your future is not sustained by your sleepless nights. Yes, stewardship matters. I will teach you to plan. I will teach you to be faithful with what is in your hand. I will teach you to say no when you need to say no, and to be disciplined where you have been impulsive. But hear me, my child, panic is not wisdom. Panic is not discernment. Panic is not the voice that will lead you into your next step. Peace is where clarity lives. When you breathe, you can hear me. When you slow down, you can see what I am showing you. When you stop spiraling, you can recognize the open door that fear kept you from noticing. I am your provider, not your panic. I can open doors you cannot force. I can send help from places you did not expect. I can give you ideas, simple strategies, creative solutions, the right conversation at the right time that change more than your effort ever could. I can align favor. I can cause your name to come up in rooms you've never entered. I can teach your hands new skill, and I can bring the right opportunity at the right moment. And yes, I can stretch what seems small. I can make oil last. I can multiply what looks like not enough. I can sustain you in the in-between, and I can bring you into a season where you look back and realize, I was carrying you the whole time. So do this with me now. Release the urgency that says, if I don't solve this tonight, I won't be okay. Bring me the bill. Bring me the rent. Bring me the debt, the fear, the lack, the pressure. Ask me for wisdom, and then wait long enough to receive it. I will meet you with provision and strategy, but not through the doorway of fear. Fear will always demand you run. I will lead you step by step. And I know something else. My child, when money feels tight, your mind doesn't stop at the mailbox or the bank account. It travels into your body. It whispers, what if I get sick? What if something happens and I can't work? What if this symptom means more than I want to admit? Stay with me. I am not only Lord over your provision, I am near to your weakness, and I am not far from what you feel. My child, I see the way your thoughts change when you notice something in your body. I see how one symptom can pull your mind into the future, how one ache can become a whole story. I see you waiting for test results, checking your phone, trying to sound calm while your heart is pounding. I see the chronic pain that has made you tired in places sleep doesn't reach, the fatigue that makes simple tasks feel heavy, the quiet fear you carry when you think, what if it gets worse? I see the nights when you Google and then spiral, the mornings when you scan yourself before you even get out of bed, the moments when you feel afraid of your own body and you don't tell anyone because you don't want to sound dramatic or weak or needy. But listen to me, my child. Your weakness is not where I leave you. It is often where I meet you most closely. I am not repelled by what is fragile. I am near to it. I am not intimidated by a diagnosis, by a report, by a label, by a history, by a pattern you don't understand. I am the one who formed you, the one who knows every system, every cell, every breath. And I am not far from what you feel. When you are scared, I am not watching from a distance. I am close enough to steady you, close enough to quiet you, close enough to carry you when you cannot carry yourself. And I am not asking you to pretend. I am not asking you to deny what is happening. There is wisdom, and I will guide you in it. Make the appointment, take the next step, ask the questions. Follow the counsel I place in front of you. Use what I have provided: help, support, medicine, rest, wise voices without shame. That is not a lack of faith. That is obedience with humility. But do not let fear become your daily language. Do not let anxiety narrate your body. Peace, be still. Let my peace stand guard over your mind, over your heart, over your imagination, so you do not live every day rehearsing the worst. So receive this, right now. I will give you strength for today. I will give you grace for the process. I will give you sleep for the night. I will teach you how to breathe again without bracing for bad news. I will meet you in the waiting rooms and in the quiet drives home. I will hold you when you feel overwhelmed, and I will give you courage when you have to face what you've been avoiding. You are not alone in this body. You are not alone in this season. I am with you, and my presence is not fragile. And my child, I need you to notice something. Your body has been holding more than symptoms. It has been holding stress you never named. The tight chest, the clenched jaw, the headaches, the exhaustion. Sometimes it is not only physical strain. Sometimes it is the weight of broken trust, ongoing conflict, loneliness you keep hidden, and the ache of waiting for someone to change while you keep trying to carry the relationship on your own. Stay with me, because I am not only healing what hurts in your body, I am also calling you to release what is hurting your heart. My child, I see the part of you that has been trying to hold love together with sheer effort. I see you trying to keep the peace at any cost, trying to be understood by someone who has decided not to listen, trying to rescue someone who keeps choosing the same destruction, trying to make love stay by shrinking yourself, softening your needs, and calling it maturity. I see the way you replay the conversation after it ends, the way you draft the message in your head 100 times, the way you wonder if one more explanation will finally make them treat you gently. And you are tired not because you are unloving, but because you have been carrying a relationship like it is your full-time assignment. You have been over-explaining, over-giving, over-apologizing, over-functioning. You have been doing the emotional work for two people. You have been taking responsibility for their tone, their healing, their choices, their readiness, their honesty. You've been trying to manage their reactions so you can feel safe. And the more you try, the more your chest tightens, the more your body holds tension, the more you lose yourself in the process. My child, hear me. You cannot heal a relationship by carrying it alone. You cannot fix what another person insists on breaking. You cannot force repentance. You cannot force tenderness. You cannot force maturity. And you were never meant to. So I am speaking to you with gentleness and authority. Let them go. Release what is toxic. Release what is manipulative. Release what is expired. Release the version of them you keep hoping they will become if you love them harder. Release the need to control their response, the need to be approved, the need to be chosen, the need to be understood by someone who benefits from misunderstanding you. Peace. Be still. This is not me making you cold. This is me protecting what is tender in you. This is me teaching you that love does not require you to abandon yourself. And I need you to trust me here, my child. What you're losing may be what I am saving you from. Not every door is meant to reopen. Not every connection is covenant. Some endings are mercy you could not recognize while you were begging for it to work. I can restore what is truly mine, and I can redeem what is truly willing. But I will not call you to stay bound to what keeps draining your life. If you place it in my hands, I will show you what to confront, what to forgive, what to rebuild, and what to release. And if they walk away, I will not let their leaving define your worth. I will hold you steady while you grieve, and I will heal you where you have been bending yourself into shapes I never asked you to become. Because I know how relational strain bleeds into everything else. It makes you question your identity. It makes you fear rejection in every room. It makes you feel like you have to perform to be kept. And that same pressure follows you into your work, into your job, your future, your sense of security, whispering, "Don't mess up, don't disappoint, don't be replaceable." But listen, my child, you do not have to earn your place with panic. You do not have to chase what I can secure. Stay with me. Because I am not only healing your heart, I am ordering your steps, and I will speak peace over what comes next. My child, I hear the pressure in your chest when you think about your job and your future. I see how quickly your mind runs down the road and starts calculating outcomes. What if they let me go? What if this company changes? What if I never get the call back? What if I'm stuck here forever? What if I have to start over and I fail again? I see you sitting through interviews with a steady face, while your heart is pleading, "I need this to work." I see you navigating workplace politics you never asked for, trying to discern motives, trying to stay professional while you feel underestimated, overlooked, replaceable. I see you doing your best and still wondering if it will be enough. And I am telling you, you are not alone in that room, and you are not carrying this future by yourself. I am not surprised by the economy. I am not intimidated by the supervisor who is difficult, the environment that feels unstable, the rejection email that made your stomach drop, the door that closed without an explanation. I saw it before it happened, and I am still writing your story. You think one decision from one person can erase what I have spoken over you, but, my child, I am the one who opens doors no one can shut. And I am the one who shuts doors that would have cost you more than you know. What felt like being passed over may have been protection. What felt like delay may have been preparation. What felt like not yet may have been me keeping you from arriving too early to a place that wasn't ready to hold what I am building in you. So hear me, and let this quiet the panic that keeps trying to govern you. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Not when you can finally control every variable. Not when you never feel fear again. When the time is right, when hearts are aligned, when timing is ripe, when you are strengthened, when the path is clear in ways you could not have engineered, your future is not fragile. My timing is holding it together. And until that moment comes, I am calling you to obedience in the small. Be faithful where you are. Work with integrity when no one claps for you. Show up on time. Speak truth without cruelty. Keep your hands clean. Keep your spirit soft. Build the skill. Finish the course. Save what you can. Apply again. Ask me for wisdom. Then listen long enough to receive it. Do not despise the quiet season, my child, because I do some of my deepest work in hidden places, forming your character, sharpening your discernment, teaching you endurance, teaching you how to carry increase without losing your peace. And I know what is underneath all this vocational worry. It is not only about the paycheck. It is not only about the title. It is the question you barely let yourself say out loud. Lord, did you hear me at all? Stay with me. Do not rush away, because I am going to speak to that place next. The prayers that still feel unanswered, the silence that tempted you to believe. I am distant, my child. Delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. My child, I heard you. I heard the prayers you whispered through tears when you couldn't be loud because you didn't want anyone to know you were breaking. I heard the prayer you tried to finish and couldn't because your throat tightened and the words fell apart halfway through. I heard the prayers you only thought, the ones you couldn't even form into sentences, just a sigh, just a trembling, just a quiet, please. And I heard the prayers you stopped praying because disappointment started to feel safer than hope. You told yourself, I won't ask again because I can't handle another letdown. But listen to me. Your silence did not cancel my attention. Your weariness did not weaken my love. Delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. Just because you do not see the answer yet does not mean I did not receive the request. I have not ignored you, my child. I have been holding what you thought was wasted, every tear, every late-night cry, every day you showed up with a heavy heart and still tried to believe. My word says, I am near to the brokenhearted, and I do not say that as poetry. I say it as truth. I am close enough to catch what falls from you. I am close enough to keep what you thought disappeared into the dark. And hear me carefully. Some answers require alignment you cannot rush. Some answers require maturity that cannot be microwaved. Some answers require protection you cannot yet see. If I gave you everything the moment you asked, you would call it blessing, but it would have broken you, burdened you, or bound you to something you were never meant to carry. I am not only preparing the gift, I am preparing you. I am not only arranging the outcome, I am arranging the timing, the hearts, the doors, the details you cannot reach. I am working behind the scenes in ways you could not orchestrate, and when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So come closer, my child, and bring me your honest questions. You do not have to pretend you are okay to be loved by me. You do not have to perform peace to receive peace. Ask me, why? Tell me, I'm tired. Say, Lord, I don't understand. But do not let your questions become your conclusions. Do not build a home in hopelessness. Do not decide I am distant because you are in a waiting season. I am not punishing you with postponement. I am protecting you with timing. And now I am going to lead you from understanding into practice, because tonight your mind will try to run ahead again. Tonight you will be tempted to replay, to predict, to problem solve in circles until your body is in bed but your heart is still pacing. So when the worry rises in real time, do this. Place it in my hands the moment you feel it. Not after you spiral, not after you lose your sleep. The moment it taps your chest, whisper, Father, I release this. When the what-ifs start shouting, answer them with trust. My God is working on what I cannot see. When your thoughts reach for tomorrow, bring them back to my care today. Peace. Be still. I am not ignoring your prayers, I am working on them. Tonight, my child, I am calling your mind out of the future and back into my care, because I see what happens when the room gets quiet and the lights go low. Your body lies down, but your thoughts stand up. Your mind starts traveling ahead into tomorrow's conversations, tomorrow's responsibilities, tomorrow's outcomes you cannot control. You rehearse worst-case scenarios like they are preparation. You punish yourself with what-ifs like they are wisdom. You try to solve problems that have not arrived yet, and you carry pain that has not been assigned to you, and then you wonder why you feel tired before the day even begins. Listen to me. You were not created to live 10 steps ahead of grace. You were created to walk with me, one day at a time. My word says, in Matthew 6, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. That is not me minimizing your needs. That is me protecting your peace. You cannot add to your life by spiraling. You cannot heal by rehearsing fear. You cannot think yourself into safety. Peace begins when you stop living in tomorrow and rest in my presence today. So do this now, with me simple, steady, and real. Breathe in, slowly, and as you breathe out, loosen your grip. Name what you've been carrying, and do not dress it up. Say it plainly, like a child speaking to a father who already knows. Whisper, I give you my child. Breathe. I give you my bill. Breathe. I give you my body. Breathe. I give you my relationship. Breathe. I give you my job. Breathe. I give you my unanswered prayer. And after each one, release it again, because your mind will try to take it back. But you will not be ruled by that habit tonight. And when the spiral rises, interrupt it with, my words, peace, be still. Pause, my child, let it settle in your chest. Peace, be still. Not because everything is solved, but because I am present. Peace, be still. Not because you have control, but because you have me. Now replace the noise with truth. Your word says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So you will say, Father, I cast this on you because you care for me. Your word says in Romans 8:28 that I work all things together for good for those who love me. So you will say, even this, Lord, even this will not be wasted. You are working it for my good. And when fear whispers, what if? You will answer, my God will carry me. My God will guide me. My God will provide. And after you breathe, and after you release, I am going to teach your mouth a new rhythm, because the next step is agreement. You have practiced fear long enough. Now you will practice faith with your words, and we will speak what is true before you see it. Now, my child, Use your voice not to negotiate with fear, but to agree with me, because your words can align your heart with my work before you see the evidence. You have been speaking from the ache, speaking from the pressure, speaking from what you can measure. But tonight, you will speak from truth. Tonight, you will speak from covenant. Tonight, you will speak from the reality that I am already moving, even when your eyes have not caught up yet. So say this with me, slowly, and let each sentence settle like oil over a restless mind. I release what I can't control. I release the outcome. I release the timeline. I release the need to have every answer tonight. I trust God's timing. I trust His wisdom. I trust His protection. I believe God is working behind the scenes. I believe you are aligning what I cannot arrange. I believe you are healing what I cannot reach. I believe you are providing in ways I have not considered. Peace, be still. And now speak this, because feelings have been talking loud, but they are not the final authority. You may feel stuck, but I am moving. You may feel delayed, but I am designing. You may feel forgotten, but you are held. You may feel like nothing is changing, but roots are forming where you cannot see. Do not judge my work by what is visible in one moment. I do not only work in suddenly, I work in steadily. I work in quietly. I work in hidden places, until the fruit becomes undeniable. Say it again, my child, and let shame lose its grip. I am not a failure. I am not abandoned. I am not behind. I am not disqualified because I'm tired. I am not weak because I've been waiting. This season is not wasting me, it is forming me. I will not carry burdens God never asked me to carry. I will not borrow tomorrow's pain. I will rest in God's care today. And if you need a simple sentence to hold on to when your mind tries to run again, declare this out loud and let heaven hear your agreement. God is already working on what I cannot see. Type it in the comments as your declaration of trust over your future. God is already working on what I cannot see, not as a wish, as alignment, as surrender, as faith. And now, my child, we will take these declarations and place them where they belong, not in your clenched hands, not in your racing mind, but in mine. Come closer. Let your words become prayer. Let your heart exhale, because I am about to receive what you've been carrying, tenderly and specifically, and I will cover you with peace as you release it. My child, come into a calm posture with me now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breathing slow. You are not reaching for a distant God tonight. You are speaking to a Father who is near. I am faithful. I am present. I am steady when everything else feels uncertain. And as you pray, you are not speaking into the air. You are placing your burdens into the care of a faithful Father. So pray with me, softly and honestly. Father, I worship you for who you are. You are God, and you do not change. You are near to the brokenhearted. You are strong where I am weak. You are my refuge, my provider, my healer, my guide. I quiet my heart before you. I choose trust over panic. Peace, be still. Lord, I place my children into your hands. Go where I cannot follow. Guard what I cannot guard. Speak to them in ways I cannot reach. Give them wisdom, protection, and the right friends, the right influences, the right turns, at the right time. Cover them with your favor and anchor them in your truth. And Father, I place my bills into your hands. You know what is due, what is late, what is heavy. Give me wisdom and strategy. Open doors I cannot force. Provide in ways I have not considered. Teach me stewardship without shame and replace panic with peace. And Lord, I place my health into your hands. You know every symptom, every report, every fear I have carried in silence. Bring healing where I need healing, strength for today, grace for the process. Guide me to the right help, the right steps, the right timing. Let your presence steady me, and let fear lose its voice. Father, I place my relationships into your hands. I release what I cannot fix by force. Heal what can be healed. Restore what is yours to restore. Give me boundaries, courage, tenderness, and discernment. I release the need to be understood by everyone, and I receive your security. Lord, I place my job and my future into your hands. Order my steps. Close doors that would cost me peace. Open doors no one can shut. Make my path clear one step at a time, and teach me to be faithful without fear. And Father, I place my unanswered prayers into your hands. I confess I have been tired, and I have wondered if you heard me, but I trust your timing. Delay is not denial, silence is not absence. Strengthen my hope again. Now, Lord, do what only you can do inside of me. Break the cycle of rumination, heal the anxious mind, restore my sleep. Teach me to release control, to loosen my grip, to stop borrowing tomorrow's pain. Your word says to cast all my anxiety on you because you care for me, so I cast it on you now. Your word says to seek first your kingdom, and all these things will be added, so I seek you first tonight. And your word says you work all things together for good, so even this, Lord, I trust you with it. Guard my heart and my mind with your peace. Cover this home, cover this night. And as I rest, make me sensitive to your confirmations, small signs, quiet shifts, timely words, so I will recognize your hidden movement. Now breathe, my child, rest. I am working. Amen. My child, go in peace now. Not because every circumstance has changed in a moment, but because you have placed it where it belongs. You have taken what was too heavy for your chest and too loud for your mind, and you have put it into my hands, and I will not drop what you release. I am already working on what you cannot see, and your assignment is not torment. Your assignment is trust. Your assignment is obedience. Your assignment is rest. Peace, be still. Watch for the small signs of my hidden movement, a timely message that steadies you, a door that closes without regret because it would have cost you peace, a quiet idea that comes with clarity instead of panic, strength that meets you in the morning even though you thought you'd wake up overwhelmed, a conversation that shifts, a burden that feels lighter, a temptation to spiral that loses power faster than it used to. Do not despise the small confirmations, my child. I often whisper before I thunder. I often move in seed form before you see a harvest. And here is what I want you to do, practically, with what you receive tonight. Make one surrendered decision today. One, not 1,000 fearful plans. One faithful step. Set one boundary where you've been bleeding. Speak one honest prayer before sleep instead of scrolling, instead of rehearsing, instead of bracing for tomorrow. And choose one moment of gratitude instead of panic. Thank me for breath in your lungs, for food, for a bed, for one person, for 1 ounce of strength. Gratitude will keep your heart soft while I work, and it will remind your mind that I have carried you before. And if nothing changes overnight, do not call it failure. You are changing. You are learning to live carried, not crushed. You are learning to loosen your grip without losing your hope. You are learning that waiting with me is not wasted time. It is formation. It is alignment. It is protection. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So I bless your night with rest. I bless your mind with quiet. I bless your body with release. I bless your home with covering. And I bless your tomorrow with enough grace for one day at a time. Keep listening for me. Keep watching. I am closer than you feel, and I am working more than you can see. If you're choosing to release control and trust my hidden work, subscribe for more nightly peace prayers, and share this with someone carrying silent worry. And if you want, comment peace. Be still as your agreement for a calmer mind this week. Go now, my child. Rest. I am working.